Hi and welcome to the very first video in the series of 14 Successes of a Marketing Master. This is a free series from Uber Creative. My name is Adam Clark. If you're just joining us on our channel, please do click the subscribe button and the little bell notifications next to it so you can get notified when the next video is up in the series, in the playlist. So the very first success of a marketing master is to humbly face the dragons that you cannot yet see. And people think this is the very first one in, and hopefully you've watched the introduction, and we have this sort of Chinese water theory, Sun Tzu, Art of War, Bruce Lee thing going on, and some people have found it relatively amusing, but I like it as a metaphor and it works well throughout the whole thing. So humbly face the dragons that you cannot yet see. And I think the thing with this is quite a multi-layered success factor, and this is very conceptual really in terms of your approach to your marketing and your business. Now, the general concept of building a successful business and is this whole thing that people find all the time: work on your business, not in your business. And therefore, by definition, your mission at some point is for somebody else to be doing the things that you no longer want to do. So you would find an employee to do certain tasks. You might outsource your accounting. Of course, usually gets outsourced fairly quickly. Things like office cleaning, all the things that you can outsource really easily. Then what happens is when you're working on your business and not in your business, you have much more complex things which you cannot just write a quick sort of manual on the back of an envelope and hand it to someone and say, there you go, that's your task now. I've brain dumped everything in the way I do it, and off you go. There's lots of things which are much more complicated, and marketing is one of them. Sales and marketing, the whole process, what happens when, why, how, your value propositions to different target audiences, all those things. And one of the challenges is we tend as business owners, or I have come across many business owners who find, because they haven't done the core structure, this whole thing suddenly becomes a really big challenge. I mean, really hard. It's hard work, it's difficult, it's complex, it's overlapping stuff. And this is where our analogy of water comes in. This is messy stuff. We can't just do one thing and get a result. All of a sudden, marketing suddenly becomes a difficult thing. And what often happens is that the business owner will start to go, right, well, I need a marketing person. And they go off and they think of marketing as, well, there's these things that need to be done. So there's I need to be tweeting, I need to be doing Facebook posts, I need to be doing Google Plus posts, I need to be writing blog articles, I need to be doing all this busy stuff. And of course, there's lots of people running around telling everybody that these are the things they should be doing. However, good marketing is all about creating leverage, and there's two things now which I'm going to relate to other things and information which I'm going to be hopefully will be finding on YouTube at some point. Firstly is our profit, innovation and leverage model. Now, there's a video on YouTube all about this, but in reality, if you want to run a successful business and you want to work on your business and not in your business, you have to generate time, and you have to create enough profit so that you can then create the assets. So that could be a training manual, so you can then hire somebody to do that role, so you no longer have to do it. But it's also about creating marketing assets, so brochures, leaflets, flyers, your website, your Facebook page, all of those things are an asset. Once built, you have your brochure, it's done, we spent lots of time and effort and energy and thinking about it and what to say and why to say and how to say it and what to put in and what not to put in. That asset has been built, we then need it to work hard for us. But what happens with marketing, for some reason, is that small business owners seem to malfunction at some point, and they just start going, can't you just do it for me? And I'm not going to repeat some of the things that clients have said, but there's this handing of what we call in coaching sort of the handing of the handcuffs. The responsibility ends up on the agency or the marketing manager, and the MD or whoever will start to think, well, you know what I want, you know what we're doing, you know how it is, just get, I want action, I need to see busy. And then when the marketing manager goes off and says, right, well, we're going to spend 3 months really rebuilding the website, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. And in the meantime, we're going to help the sales team, or we're going to help you sell, Mr. Boss Man or woman. And all of a sudden, the marketing manager or the agency is thinking, how do we build assets? How do we build things which can then be used again and again and again? And then what happens is the business owner goes back to what they know best, which is how do I deliver, and then how do I sell, and also how do I think about my product and service, and all those things that they kind of started the business knowing well. All of the sort of strategic and tactical marketing stuff starts to be handed over, and they disappear for a while, and then they come back every now and again, possibly usually when they look at the forecast and they're a bit low. Well, what's marketing up to? What are we doing? And secondly, when they have a sudden idea that they need a new asset for probably some random reason that a potential client happened to mention a thing, and then they suddenly sort of thought, oh, we need a brochure on this, or we need to add a web page on this. This is very, very, very bad activities. And the reason for this is that the business owner or somebody in the organization is not really assuming and taking 100% responsibility for the marketing. As a business owner, you have to take 100% responsibility, and you work with your marketing people, and you learn and understand the nuances and the intricacies of how these things go together. Successful businesses understand marketing, and as they grow, they understand the processes that need to be put in place. So we have the profit, innovation, leverage model, but we also have the 10 elements of marketing success, and the first 3 are very, very basic. It is, your empathy map with your customers, your value propositions, and it works through, and it's your all these things. They're all on our website. The challenge is that these 10 elements are not being done, and then when it comes to marketing, it's a secondary thought, it's a knee-jerk reaction, it's I want busy stuff, but I want to see action, but there's no plan and strategy, and that is actually a result of the business owner normally jostling and knee-jerking around, but not really taking full responsibility, dipping out, dipping in. And actually what happens is your agency or your marketing manager or whoever really is just being blown backwards and forwards in the wind. They can't win, they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. If they spend too much time building and sorting out the website, they're not doing enough to generate sales. If they do stuff to generate sales, then customers complain, well, I looked on your website and there wasn't really anything there, or it didn't really explain it properly. So the very first thing is, humbly face the dragons that you cannot yet see. Take responsibility for that journey that you're about to take, and understand that there is going to be pitfalls and problems and things you didn't realize would happen. And also understand that your marketing manager and your agency also don't necessarily know that those dragons are out there. Those things are not known. There are things you know, things you don't know, and things you don't know you don't know. So just accept there are things you don't know, and there are things that your agency or your marketing manager also doesn't know. Now you're hoping that your marketing agency or your marketing manager knows a few things, but when they say, look, for example, I had a client and I said, look, do not put the date on the front of your brochure. Do not put the date. Your brochure, your catalogue is not date specific. It's not this year's range of clothing or whatever. Okay, so now they still have boxes of brochures sat in their office from 2016, that they feel they can't really send out because it's not, it feels old because it's got 2016 on the front cover. However, even when I then repeated that, the new brochure, 2018, they want it on the front cover. So that is a conflict of creating something that your marketing manager, myself, has said, I'm not recommending that as a thing to do. The business owner still wants to do it. There's no rational reason to do it. And therefore, I'm afraid what will happen is, if they do any print, luckily we're doing everything digitally much more nowadays, but if they do any print, they'll end up with boxes in the corner. So try and listen to those dragons, those things, and humbly accept that as a marketing manager, or as a business owner, you are entering into an arena that you're not fully aware of, and therefore you need to take more responsibility for it. You need to put in the hard work early on and create your 10 elements of marketing success, so that when it comes to truly offloading your marketing, you have done the hard work, and then you can move forward in the confidence that your marketing manager and your agencies are properly briefed with the right strategy. So that's the very first one. Humbly face the dragons that you cannot yet see, and that's twofold. That's the potholes you're going to come across, but it's also taking full responsibility for your marketing and really understanding that it really requires a deep dive before you can just go, oh, can't you just do it for me? It doesn't work. Alright, I look forward to seeing you on the next video, which is Tread 100 Paths of Broken Stones. And once again, if you want to subscribe to the channel, leave some comments below, be great, and see if we can sort of progress forward. Thank you very much for watching.